Hi, I'm Kieran Don, and welcome to the Kieran Don channel on YouTube. So it's been a big couple of days for Australian boxing. We saw a lot of good things happen, and we saw something bad happen. But people are talking about boxing, which is good. Scott Nicholson, who came fifth in the Olympics, she won her second pro fight, and she looked more dangerous in this fight than in the other fight she had. Sydney-based boxer Lynn Sandstrom, in the last 3 weeks, had 3 wins and 2 TKOs. She fought in Asia. Then I think her last fight was in Costa Rica or something. So she's fighting poverty. Just kidding. But I'm a big fan of her boxing. So let's hope she keeps getting on the roll and gets a bigger profile for herself. And this is massive, but sadly it's probably going to be overshadowed by the other couple of fights we've had. But Ebony Bridges has won the world title. She's the bantamweight champion in the IBF. Not to be confused with IVF. You don't really want to punch someone who's doing IVF, especially in the stomach. But anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. Ebony Bridges, she's famous for wearing the sexy lingerie in the weigh-in. She won a title, so good on her. She beat Maria Cecilia Roman on points. I wonder if Maria actually had more names, but she had to shed them to make weight. 3 names is a lot of names. But so they're the good things. Tszyu had a fight, which is a good thing as well, but we get to the bad thing. Sonny Bill Williams bashed up an old man. It's terrible. Knocked him out in the first round. I am, of course, speaking of former AFL player Barry Hall, who is now a boxer. He had a fight with Paul Gallen and drew, but he's 45 years old. I mean, Sonny Bill Williams still in his 30s, still in the prime of his life, I guess. Barry Hall, who played for the Swans, St Kilda, and the Bulldogs. He was a bit of a thug. Remember, he punched Brent Stacker, did a dog shot on him, the West Coast Eagle player. So yeah, they had a fight for some reason, and Sonny Bill Williams won. Now I'm not saying Sonny Bill Williams can't fight. I'm saying the people he fights can't fight. The last few fights he's done, they're embarrassment of sport, of the sport. This was actually on Stan. Main event didn't have it. I know I criticize Stan a lot, but I'm coming around. I actually got Stan, and I've been watching the rugby union and the Champions League, so it's not too bad. But still, I'm the only person who I know who has it. I was surprised that the league club down the road from me was playing it, you guys have Stan, So, so Stan's trying to get into the boxing, which I don't have a problem with, because I like boxing. The more people putting attention on boxing, the better the sport would be. But I just kind of feel sorry for them, because their first boxing event they put on was such a dud, Sonny Bill Williams, fight Paul Gallen. That's all we want, Those 2 fights, then we don't have to watch any footballers fight in the ring ever again. Unless Toby Green wants to fight, the GWS fight. That's because I'm a GWS fanboy. And I reckon Toby Green will probably be a pretty good fighter. He'd probably be better at mixed martial arts and boxing. But anyway, you two just freaking fight. Get it over with. You make a lot of money. I would actually probably pay for that main event if it had a pretty good undercard, Put Lynn Sandstrom or Sky Nicholson on the undercard. Though Sky Nicholson signed to the DAZN thing, so she probably won't fight. But yeah, so there's talk that Paul Gallen's gonna fight Russell Packer, because apparently he can pack a punch. Russell Packer, former Warrior, Tiger, and Dragon player. Not a good guy. He's a bit of a fuck. He went to jail for assault. He went to jail for a domestic crime. So I believe for him to fight Paul Gallen in the ring, Paul Gallen has to be on the ground because that's what Russell Packer went to jail for. He punched a guy on the ground. Let's just hope Russell Packer doesn't piss in the ring. Russell Packer is also famous for urinating on a football field, a first grade football field. It was on TV and everything. Like, yeah, that might be an interesting fight because Russell Packer, like I said, he's a pretty solid guy. I would have to go for Paul Gallen in that one by a mile, just on morals. I don't necessarily agree with everything Paul Gallen did, and he was a dirty player himself, but what he did is on the field and he didn't almost kill anyone. He pulled stitches out of someone once, but that was pretty bad. But he didn't actually fucking assault a guy on the ground outside of a nightclub or wherever Russell Packer did it. Russell Packer went to jail for it. He shouldn't have even been allowed to play in the NRL again, but if you have talent, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, but anyway, in the better news, tszyu beat, what's his name? Terrell, I'm going to mispronounce it, Geshaw, 2012 Olympic boxer. So it was really risky. This was a number one contender match. So in theory, tszyu already has that, but the other champions are kind of dodging him. So this was kind of cement. Like, hey guys, yeah, I'm serious. And he won. But if he lost, he would have lost his title shot, and it would have been real hard to get another one. But he won. It was in Minneapolis, home of the Vikings. And it was on Showtime, the big American boxing promotion. So it was good, and he won. I actually went to the Leagues Club to watch it because I wanted to be with the crowd. And there's nothing better than when the boxer you're going for is punching the crap out of a guy on the rope, everyone's cheering, everyone always criticizes the Romans when they watch gladiators. Same thing, just less animals are dying, they wiped out an African bear species and a different species of lion for those Colosseum events. But anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. The venue they fought at was the Armory, which has nothing to do with anything either. But yeah, we were a bit nervous. tszyu got knocked down in the first round. Second time in his career that happened. And I actually thought, this might be the end. I actually had a feeling that he was going to lose on points. One, because it's America and weird things happen. And number two, the guy who was fighting had a pretty impressive amateur catalog. So I thought maybe he, instead of going for knockout blows, he just slowly just kept getting the points up, hitting the right sweet points. And to an extent, he was doing that. It was a good fight. It went all the way it went through all 12 rounds, and I must say it was the fastest fight I saw. Time flew. Last couple fights, there's been a few fights where I've looked at my phones and I looked up and only 5 seconds have passed, and I'm like, oh fuck, I was hoping this round be over. But no, this was an exciting fight. Both boxers probably won new fans. I know I'm now a bigger fan of Terrell. Maybe you should learn his last name if you're a big fan. Hey, I never said big fan. I said a new fan. So as a new fan, there is a lot for me to learn. I know he's 34. Anyway, so yeah, let's the two people who have his weight belt in his weight division are fighting, and so he's gonna hopefully fight the winner of that this year or maybe early next year. But it's boxing. They can just challenge whoever they want. Oh yeah, I'll fight tszyu after I fight this random guy I met on the street. Oh yeah. I will fight tszyu, but I'm gonna fight this guy what looked at me weird in a McDonald's car park, yeah, I'll fight tszyu, but I've got to fight Jake Paul first, even though Jake Paul's a different weight division. I think Jake Paul's a heavyweight. But anyway, so Paul Gallen versus Jake Paul, or Sonny Bill Williams versus Jake Paul, that I'd probably pay to see that as well. On main event, I wouldn't actually go to the arena. I wouldn't actually go to the arena to watch it live. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. It's a summary. Sorry there was no fight footage, but copyright reasons, and I don't have a computer, so I can't edit it. I've got a. If you like me just randomly talking, I've got a Sydney Comedy Festival show coming up on the 21st and 22nd of May at the Factory Theatre in Newtown. Well, it's in Marrickville, which is near Newtown in Sydney. It's called Kieran Dorton, Irritable Bowel Syndrome. You can get your tickets for Ticketek or the Sydney Comedy Festival website or the Factory Theatre website. The first show's on at 9:30, which is the 21st of May, I think. And the second show is on at 8:30, which is the 22nd of May. It's going to be a good show. I didn't really mean to be up myself, but it's funny. Yeah, it's good. Thanks for watching. Please like this video. Please subscribe. Please comment. Thanks for watching. Ooh, 11 minutes. Thanks for watching. Kieran Dotton out.